How you doing, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brian, and as part of my new series where I teach you about chart reading, technical terminology, and how to trade better, this video is going to teach you how to draw lines in Webull. So I'm going to show you what type of lines you can draw in Webull, and I'm also going to show you what you can use each line for in a real example. I'll give you an example of two of the stocks that I've been trading lately, and I have been drawing lines, and I'll go back to the days where I drew the lines and they're still there, and I'll show you why I used them, how I used them, and if they were effective. If you don't have Webull, I will leave a link down in the description below or in the comments, and I think they give you two stocks. I'm not sure if it's both of them worth up to $1,850, or if each one of the stocks is worth $1,850. Let's get right into it. If you're a busy person and then you're looking at multiple stocks during the day and you're not just full-time trading stocks, you're doing other things somewhere else, and let's say in another computer, then I'll show you why this is really good for you. Sell here unless it breaks this line. I was telling myself, if you see the stock breaking this line, then let it get some momentum and see where it goes. If you see the stock bouncing off of this line, I told myself, sell it right away, because it can come down to where? Here, the support line. Why did I sell it? Because I had the screen right here that you see, and I was just glancing at it. I was doing my thing, and then I'm looking at the screen, and then I see NEO is getting close to hitting the line that I had drew myself. Here it tested it first at this point, and then it tested it again and it bounced off. So I said, no, and I sold it, and guess what happens? NEO comes down and it hits my support line the next day. So I bought a call right here and I sold it somewhere around here, around 43 something. I saw that it kind of ran out of gas over here. You see this trend line right here, which is another one that I'm going to show you. See, we knew where it could bounce off here. It bounced off around here. And here it didn't bounce off anymore. It broke this trend line. I knew it was over. So things like that. If I show you CCIV over here as another example, when it was at 33 almost, I said it can possibly come down to this support area. You see, weakest support at 28.80, strongest support at 27.92. So it worked, you know. And this blue line, I had drawn this line already before it happened. I said if it drops from here, from this support area, the next support we have is around here. Guess what happens? It was dancing around this line. You see, it's been dancing around this line. I said I'm gonna buy here. If it comes down to this line, I'm buying. Lines are beautiful because you could just, peek at your computer and then you write your own notes like this one. Key support, if it breaks, it can come down to previous strong support at 35, right? That's a text I have for me here. So if it ends up happening, I already know, from days ago, I did my analysis. So now let me show you how you do this. First, you go here to this pencil looking icon, is drawings. It's called drawings. How do you use the trend line? Well, the trend line, you just, you click on your screen and then you just draw it, right? Let's say I drew it, right? Let's say I drew this trend line. I'm gonna draw it right next to it. Something like that. So if you click on this trend line that you drew, up here on the right, you're gonna see a menu where you can change the color, you can change the thickness, you can change the type of line, and you can lock the line so that I can't move it. If you unlock it, then I can't move it. You can delete the line, and also you can change the transparency and set a certain type of line as a default. This big trend line that you see right here, I had been following this trend line. Here I bought NEO, I sold it up here. But when it came down here, I drew the trend line and then I bought right there, sold up here, and then now I had a trend line. Now it was up here, but I still had the feeling it can come down. This is me doing something else, looking at my screen. I have a line already. I don't have to look at the numbers. I look at the line. That's the trend line. Okay, so the next line that we're gonna talk about is the horizontal line, which you can see right here. And the way you draw it is you just click on, click up here and then horizontal line, and then you just click anywhere in the screen and the line is drawn. This is what I talked about, the line I had drawn before as support. it came down here a few days ago. So my eye is just looking at it, and then I buy more. You leave it there, and then it helps you, you know, it helps you trade. You just look at it. You don't have to do it many times. You actually just do it once. You know, you can do a vertical line. I'm not sure why you would want to do a vertical line. Maybe someone else in the comments that does technical analysis can let me know. Then you do an extended line, which is similar to, well, a horizontal line, but in this case, you click somewhere and then you rotate it. If you want, I think you could do a trend line with this, right? Or you could do a horizontal line. It's just a freer way to draw your line. I don't use this personally, but it's right there if you need it. Then you have the ray, which is you have a center and then you can rotate it. You have a parallel line, polygon, maybe the polyline. Polyline is probably going to be useful when you're drawing something like a bull flag or something like that. You know, you just draw different lines, and however that's going to suit your analysis. I don't use it much, but the one I use is the rectangle. Now, why do I use the rectangle? For me, this was a support area. So not just a support line, but a support area. Now, why did I choose a support area? Because I had determined 2 different supports for that day, for the next day. And I was not sure about, you know, there was a weak support and a strong support. So I drew both. With the square, right? You just go here and then you choose the square, and then you draw your square. Now, not just any square, of course. I had determined the weakest support here at 28.80, and this is not going to be a class teaching you how to determine supports and resistances. For that, I'll come up with a different class within this, I guess, course we can call it. Just imagine we closed up here, but I saw that the trend was going down, so I'm like, okay, we're probably coming down to the area that I had drawn before. So next day, I'm looking at my stock. I'm not buying it because I know it can come down lower. Now, if it was to shoot up that day, yeah, I missed out, right? I missed out on that one. But most of the time, things don't work out like that. No, and then just the text is right up here. You know, you write the text, you click on the screen, you type something and then hit save, and then here's your text. You can change the color and the transparency, like I said, you know, make it a different color, and you can also lock it, unlock it, and delete it. So let's say I have these 2 charts right here. You see, life is easy. I'm looking at NEO. I know I have to sell it up here. I have a plan. I'm looking at CCIV. I know it can come down here from the previous day. I have a plan. I'm not just playing blind. That's how you use the drawing lines. But obviously you have to know where support is, where resistance is, and all that. And if you watch this channel, I usually break down, resistances and supports for the stocks that I'm looking at. So if you watch the channel, you'll know what the support and what the resistance lines that I think are going to take effect the next day are. And what you can do is, if you're still learning, you can go ahead and either verify what I'm saying, or, you know, verify and draw them here too for yourself. You can draw them, check them out to see if I was right or not, and then you can start learning on your own as well. You know, because if you don't write it down, we're doing a million things a day, so we tend to forget. But if you draw it down and you have a text saying something like that, it's easy. I don't see anybody doing this, really. I haven't yet. I haven't seen anybody do it. So I feel like it's super convenient, and I'm sure there's someone out there that is probably going to benefit from this. So if it's you, then you came to the right place, my friend. So that's it. Those are all the drawing, the types of drawings I do in my charts. And I don't do them just for fun. I do them to monitor my stocks, so I don't have to be looking at my charts the whole day. I have a plan. I know what's going to happen. It's happened many times. This is just technical analysis, man. This is beautiful. So whenever I give you a support, resistance, or something, or you see me doing something like this, test it out, because it has worked for me many times, and when it works, it's beautiful. But at least if it doesn't work, you already know that there's a chance, and you know where else it can go, the stock. So that was it for this first class. I hope I didn't make it too long, and if I did, I'm probably gonna have to make the next one shorter, but I feel like this was really important for me to show you with real examples and not just talking out of my, you know what, I wanted to show you with real examples. So have fun trading, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe to this channel, that would be awesome. I cover stocks, technical analysis like this, news, and also motivational content. That's coming pretty soon. So subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Hopefully by the time you're watching this video, I have more videos on the course, but this is the first video, like I said. I hope you enjoyed it, and it's really useful because I'm gonna be referring to this video every time I show you technical analysis, so that you know where to come if you're new to this, to draw your lines and how to do it and why I do it. So you have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a blessed day.